Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, is a great city to live and work in. We have so many diverse lifestyles and cultures. We also have so much outdoor recreation and fun available to us because we have two major rivers and many streams and creeks. The Anacostia and Potomac rivers help make Washington, D.C. a special place. The Anacostia River flows through Washington, D.C. It's one of 50 major rivers feeding into the Chesapeake Bay. Inside Washington, 8 streams drain into the Anacostia: Hickey Run, Hope's Branch, Watts Branch, Fort DuPont, Fort Davis, Fort Chaplin, Fort Stanton, and Nash Run.
That's why we have storm drains to channel runoff water into natural waterways like streams, creeks, and rivers. The problem comes in, however, when the chemicals that we leave on the ground are picked up by runoff water. All that pollution goes straight into the rivers and streams, making them dirty and unhealthy for all living things. This pollution from the street is called non-point source pollution.
Watts Branch drains a large section of northeast Washington and flows into the Anacostia River approximately a half-mile downstream of where we are right now. This storm drain here takes whatever we put on the city streets, the grease, the motor oil, chemicals, pesticides that we use on our lawns perhaps, and they enter our nation's waters right through this route here. Even unnatural accumulations of leaves and other yard waste from our homes clog and pollute streams. Fish and other aquatic organisms can't live in polluted streams. Maybe a stream like Watts Branch is near your home. You know, living in the city, it's easy to forget that we're still connected to our environment, and it's everyone's personal responsibility to care.
D.C. residents play an important part in helping government clean up the Anacostia. Each citizen has a responsibility to stay connected and help keep our waterways clean.
Shrubs, and especially ground cover, encourage excess water be absorbed into the ground instead of running off your property into a storm drain or a nearby stream. In landscaping, choose plants based upon the amount of light, moisture, and nutrients found in your yard. A professional nursery or your local extension agent can help you select plants that are appropriate for your growing conditions in your neighborhood.
People don't stop to think where a storm drain goes. It may begin in your backyard, but it ends up in your neighborhood stream. A lot of plants and animals suffer each time we use a storm drain to pour down unwanted chemicals. For example, the only safe way to dispose of used motor oil is to pour it into a sturdy plastic container. It's only then a small inconvenience to take it to a filling station or your neighborhood recycling center.
And take care of the fluid leaks in your car. Check your gaskets and your seals. Remember, spots in your driveway like this one wash off when it rains into a storm drain. 1 quart of oil can contaminate 2 million gallons of water. And that the oil from your car, that's 4 to 6 quarts, can produce an oil slick covering 8 acres. Household chemicals and products that we use every day also threaten our waterways. The job to keep our water clean is both inside and outside. Read the labels on all household products. Use them sparingly and only as directed.
The Anacostia River was once known for the rich and diverse forms of life in its marshes and clean waters and along its shores. Fish and waterfowl dominated the river, making it a wonderful source of food and recreation until the early part of the 1900s. Things began to change then. More land was needed for crops. Timber was needed for construction. The land around the river changed from forest to farmland to suburban, and finally urbanization as our city grew. We made mistakes with poor soil management and the tremendous increase of trash and pollutants in the river, creating unhealthy conditions within the entire Anacostia Basin.
We collect just about everything you could think of, from dead animals to tires, refrigerators, safes, just about anything you could think of that's usable or disposable is in the river.
Enforcement of anti-dumping laws is the responsibility of the Department of Public Works. We cannot patrol every neighborhood or every park.
Dealing with people who dump trash is one of the biggest problems we have in our efforts to have a clean environment. Some neighborhoods help combat dumping by organizing neighborhood watches and cleanup days. Dumping is a crime that affects everyone.
Another thing that I found helpful was just hang a bag outside. Sometimes people don't know where to put their trash if they wanted to throw it away, and there aren't a lot of bags out here. And another thing that's really helpful is that the children can have somewhere to play, and you can see it out in the park today. The children are playing as we clean it up.
The best thing any of us can do to prevent illegal dumping in our neighborhoods is to become actively involved and organized. Get your civic association or neighborhood club to make illegal dumping an ongoing neighborhood concern. If your neighborhood is not already organized, talk to your neighbors to persuade them to form a group. Make children a part of any activities held to keep our city and its waterways clean. It costs billions to restore a river, but far less to educate a generation. A boat ride is one of the best ways to teach children to be responsible for our waterways.
We take out school groups. Sometimes we do a lot of different activities on the water. We do some fishing, and we really get a good look at what's going on in the river, what kind of life is in the river.
Where'd he go? Oh, he's leaving. We can live in such a way that our daily habits are in harmony with our environment. It's up to each of us to really work hard at not polluting our rivers and streams so that we can have a safe, clean, and healthy environment.